Good day, everyone. This is Sidney Fofe of SL Podcast. I'm very excited again today to be sharing information with you, the information that is meant to change your life and make you better. We are here again today. This is our home now, and we are really looking forward to sharing information every time. And we have something else today that we'll be looking at, and which I am definitely sure that it will definitely change someone's life. And today we are on another important topic. These are life issues, and these are things that affect us, whether we know it or we don't know it. We are affected by the things that we don't know or the things that we are taking for granted. And what we are actually doing is to try to sharpen each other so that we can get to another level, because it is very important. Anything that doesn't improve, it deteriorates. These are the facts that are there, and we really need to understand some of these things. So today we are talking about a very simple topic, yet very important. Doers are achievers. We want to be achievers. We want to join the elite of our societies. We want to really make our lives count. And we want to be achievers. In a nutshell, that's what we are working on daily basis. We want to have our lives change so that we can be achievers. And that's what we are working on every day, to provide information so that we can contribute to somebody scaling up. It is very important. And doers, people who do what they know, or people who put whatever they know into practice, these are the people that stand a chance to be achievers. And this is what we are going to be talking about today. And in my personal work, I have come across different kinds of people. I've come across people who have a very good habit of reading. This one is very good, because majority of people don't want to read much. But I know a lot of people who have dedicated their lives to reading and reading good materials. And I've come across other people, again, who have dedicated their lives to listening to good materials. Because we learn by reading, by listening, by observing. This is how we come to acquire information and knowledge. And I have come across some people who have dedicated their lives to that. And these materials are life-transforming materials, and they are very good, and they can change somebody's life. And it is a very good habit to dedicate your life to reading and reading good materials. And some people go on even to join good groups of ambitious people who come to share information. They join reading clubs, because of late I came across Oprah Winfrey's reading club. And people join groups like that, and they acquire knowledge. They get the right information. They read the right books. And it is very important for us to understand that it is very good. This is a very good environment, and it is a very good space for us to decide to get to. It is very important. Then you realize that these people have good intentions, and they know what they want, and they have taken the first step of acquiring knowledge to work on their mindset and to work on getting the information and the knowledge that can improve their lives. This is a very important first step. Because without knowledge, without us acquiring information, we can't do much. Because if we don't know what we need to do and what is out there. If we are not exposed to some things, we can't desire them, and this is a fact. And if we go all out to get information, it is a very good first step. And we get to have the right information because we have allowed ourselves to be in a good environment where we can learn much. And I've noticed again another trend amongst the people who are in good environments, of people who go on to get information, and unfortunately, despite what they have learned and what they have acquired, they don't do much with the information. And this is another trend that I've observed, because the information that you get, you are being taught or you are advised so that you can act on it. And I have observed again another trend among the people who have chosen the path of making the first step of acquiring information. This other group, and they form majority again, they keep learning, and for years they'll be keeping reading and buying books and listening to good motivational talks and all that, but they don't do much with the information. And it is very painful for people to be investing on knowledge, for people to keep investing on and sacrificing their time on getting the information which is transformative, and yet they don't act on it. It is very ironic, and it is something that we really need to come to understand and try to decide again that after I acquire information and I learn what I need to learn, so am I going to be one of the people that sit on the information, or I'm going to do something about it? Knowing what to do and how to do it actually is a good place. And it is very important first step. It is a step at the right direction. And it is very important for us to get to that. And unfortunately, staying there won't get us anyway. This is something that we have to understand. We take the first step to acquire knowledge, which is very commendable. And if we stay there and we camp there, it is not very productive. So we can't see our lives improve just because we have information. If we don't act on the information, it is useless to have started the journey. This thing, I'm going to liken it to standing at the door of a building and expecting to get the comfort, the warmth, and the shelter from the building that you are standing at the door of. Unfortunately, if you come and you stand at the door and you don't enter into the building and you expect to have the benefits of the things that are happening or the covering and the shelter of the building, it is very misplaced expectation, because we are standing at the door. We have not entered into the house. And I liken getting information with standing or getting to the door of a building. And if we are not going to make a step of getting inside the building and actually enjoying the comfort and the warmth and the shelter that the building will be giving you, we are not going to benefit much. And it will be misplaced expectation when we can expect the warmth while we are still standing outside. And I think, again, it is very tragic to be so near, but yet so far away. This is something that we really need to understand about acquiring knowledge. You'll be just close by, just near enjoying what you need to enjoy and reaping on your investment of spending time getting the information and getting the knowledge. And if we are going to just stand at the door, unfortunately, we are just going to be like people who are outside, who are not standing at the door. Because whatever happens to people who are loitering around will happen to you because you are not in the building. The climate change are going to affect you because you are not in the building. But we made efforts to get to the door. And it is very important for us to realize that to know what you need to do. That's how far majority of the people go in terms of personal development. And it is very painful reality. We talk in personal development, we talk in mindset change, but a lot of us, we get to acquiring knowledge, and that's where we end, and that's where we camp. And we'll just be talking about things that work, and we'll be conversing and even giving advices. This is what I know. And a lot of people are into this thing that I know everything. But whatever you know and you are not benefiting from is useless knowledge. That's why we are saying it is just like standing at the door and expecting to benefit from the warmth and the comfort of the house that you are standing at the door. And this is something that we really need to put life into perspective for. And unfortunately, people will be at the door having information and knowledge, and yet they're distracted. They're holding the key to open and get into the house, but they're distracted by the process of getting into the house. And it is very important for us to understand that we don't need to be distracted by the process, by unlocking the house, and if it has an alarm, disarming the house and all those things. Those are the things that shouldn't distract us from making the next move into the house. And unfortunately, people who are standing at the door, they don't only distract themselves, they distract even the newcomers. People who come to the door and they want to enter, they become a hindrance because they'll be talking too much. Because talking too much and not doing what you know and talking about, it is useless. And if we have babblers at the door, they are definitely going to distract people who want to enter into the building. And that's the problem we have in our generation. We have a lot of people who want to be at the door, and they'll be trying to display what they know. But in the actual fact, it doesn't end with what you know. Have you entered into the building? And are you enjoying the comfort and the warmth and the shelter of the building where activities are? It is very critical for us to get to that. And the other thing which is very important that we need to be learning from again, people graduate from business schools. And with the vast knowledge of everything, establishing a business, management, and we're talking all these ratios that can work, and all the bookkeeping and all that. People will be having all this information, and they know what it takes to run a business from zero to whatever number that can work for us, or from A to Z. And they'll be sitting on this vast knowledge and not doing anything about it. And this knowledge they have acquired, It's not working for them because they're not putting it into use. Whatever you know and you don't put it into use, unfortunately, it can't work for you. And one thing that I've realized, the reason why people have knowledge and information and they don't act on it or they don't do anything about it is because they don't have faith enough on what they know to a point where they can know it can work. And if people don't believe in what they know, and then it becomes a problem because it can't work. If you don't have belief on something, it can't work. It doesn't matter how many times we'll be talking about it. You need to be believing in it. If you know something can work, we are going to see by what you do with the information. Not telling me about the information, but doing, because you believe. If you believe that getting into a kitchen and getting a cup of coffee will give you energy, I will see your belief by you getting into the kitchen and making a cup of coffee. It's as simple as that. So, and whenever we have information, whenever we get knowledge, and we have it and we don't act on it, it's a clear sign that we don't believe in this thing. Because anybody who believes on anything, they will make an attempt of getting to use or putting to use what they know. It is as simple as that. And the same knowledge and the same information is working for others and definitely not working for others. And obviously, we can't forward the information. This is a fact. We're talking information, same knowledge. It works for others and it doesn't work for others. And now we can forward the information. And in this case, we can talk about the recipients, people who are receiving the information. Because the same information, it needs to be consistent. If it can produce results on another person, it should produce results on everyone it comes across. But unfortunately, you see other people getting the same information and going all out to get it to work for them. And then we see other people not doing much with the information and remaining the same. And we can't fault the information. We can't fault the knowledge, but we can look closely to the people. So that's why we need to be making decisions to say, am I going to be part of the people that will go on to be achievers, the doers, who go on to be the achievers? Or I'm going to be somebody who just brag about knowledge and information, which doesn't work. And if you believe it enough, you are going to do something about it. And unfortunately, you want people to listen to you saying something that should have made you to act because you believe in it. But because you don't believe in it, you don't act on it. You have every reason under the sun why you cannot use the information you have. And information and reasons, unfortunately, are endless. Excuses are endless. And people who, instead of putting to use what they know, they go on with excuses and reasons. They never implement anything and they never see anything. They never see the necessary changes. And it is very important for us to get to know that. And there are no two ways about many things. If the information produces results, and different results on different people, so we can simply say we can attribute the problem to the people, the handlers of the information, And we shouldn't be part of the group of people who have knowledge and who have acquired information, but they can't do anything with the information. It is something that we need to be learning from, and it is something that we need to be looking and paying particular attention to say, is the information I'm acquiring working for me or not? If it doesn't work for me, the problem is not the information, because the same information, the same motivation is making other people act, but you are not acting. And if you are not acting, unfortunately, we can't get to anywhere. So what is life transforming? What can bring different perspective, can bring enlightenment, and should be able to consistently produce results with everyone who come across the transformative information? There should be consistency, but if we are seeing inconsistency, the problem is not the information, but the problem is the recipients. We can't benefit from the things we can't stand up to embrace and do. This is the fact of life, and it is the painful truth. What we can't implement remains a far-fetched dream, and it will remain only in our heads. But we want results. We want our lives to bear fruits. We want to enjoy the fruits of what we know. And if we can't implement what we know, it will only be a far-fetched dream. It will only remain in our heads. And we are not going to benefit anything from it. And it will never manifest in reality. Those who see the need to be doers, those who take the next step of entering into the world of their knowledge, stand to benefit from the outcome. This is the painful truth. Those who see the need to be doers, and they will go all out to do what it takes to put into use what they know, they will stand to benefit. That's why there's a serious distinction between people who attended the same class, others using the information and getting to establish businesses which go on to thrive and do well. Other people will be sitting home and doing nothing about the information. And the only thing that will be there will be excuses of why things can't work. But we don't need why things can't work. We need to be doing what we need to do so that we can see the results of our acquired information. And we are concluding by saying, we really can't overemphasize the importance of implementing what we know. The information we have should be the guide and the light that illuminates the paths as we take advantage of what we know. This is very important. I can't overemphasize enough the importance of putting into use what we know, because majority of people who have information, when you want to say anything to them, they will tell you, I know. But their lives they are leading, showing exactly the opposite. If somebody has information, you expect them to be on a different level altogether. But unfortunately, people who know too much, and unfortunately, people who tell themselves that they know, they don't continuously learn. They stop learning. And in this life, with the kind of changes, with the kind of technology that we are faced with today, so if you are quick to say, I know, you are definitely going to stop learning, and you are going to realize that you are really, really, really behind in a lot of things. And that is a serious issue with professionals and all that. They are quick to say, I know. And that's why many companies end up closing, because of people who know and who are rigid in the the way they do things. Because if you are quick to say, I know, you are not going to learn from other people. You are not going to be observant and keep learning and keep implementing what you know. That's why other companies close. Big companies, they close because they stopped being innovative. They stopped learning and keeping on implementing what they know. And obviously, other companies will definitely swallow them, who are up and running and who are always learning and implementing what they know. And one clear example of that kind of a company is Apple company. They are very innovative. They are pace setters in everything they do. Other companies who are in the same industry are always following after Apple. These are some of the things that we really need to understand. So, and ending with just acquiring knowledge is not good enough, but a step further of putting into use what we know will separate us from the rest of the people. Doing what we know will do us a world of difference. This is the distinction between people. People who put into use what they know will definitely get some results, and they will keep improving until they achieve their dreams. But those who acquire knowledge and they stand at the door and they don't enter into where activities are, unfortunately, they're never going to benefit from what they know. We need to get into our world of knowledge and do what it takes to be achievers. We need to be part of the minority group of doers and implementers. This is what we need to be. And we really need to make a decision that I'm going to take the next step of being an implementer and a doer so that I can end up being an achiever. Without that, we are only going to be bragging about what we know and what we know not working for us. While many people will be finding comfort in talking about what they know, we should be taking comfort in benefiting from what we know by putting it into use. We need to be practical and not babblers. This is the fact that we need to make peace with. A lot of people are comfortable with talking too much and commenting on everything because they know. And people who know and they are quick to be sharing what they know. And when we look at their lives, they are not reflecting anything close to what they are saying they know. This is something else. And we shouldn't be part of those group of people who know a lot and they talk a lot, but their lives are not reflecting anything close to what they know. These are people that we can't learn much from, because if they believed in that information they are sharing, they will implement it. But the moment you see that they are not implementing what they are talking about, you should know they don't believe in that. Unfortunately, we can't use the information that the source is not in total conviction about the thing they are talking about. That's why it is very important to get mentorship and to get information from people who are hands-on, people whose hands are dirty, people who are out in the field implementing what they know. Those are the people that know the emotions that come with the struggles, and those are the people that we can rely on and trust than people who will be telling you theories, while in the actual fact, they are not implementing anything they are talking about. While many people are enjoying the crowd at the door, we should make our way into the world where activities are, the world of implementers and doers. This is something that we need to make a decision to say, as much as I've acquired information, as much as I've learned what I needed to learn, but I need to take a step further, where now I can enter the world of doers and implementers, where activities are, where people are scaling up, where people are doing much to make sure that the acquired information is put into practice. And when we are there, we know for sure we are going to benefit from what we know. And we are ending by saying, we will for sure with time see our lives in an upward trajectory, flying with the eagles and normalizing efficiency and effectiveness and getting things done. This is what we are going to see. If we are going to be doers, not hearers only, if we are going to be implementers of the information, we are going to see an upward pattern. We are going to be on an upward trajectory, getting to another level and keeping on improving. If we are consistent with what we are doing, with time we are definitely going to be achievers, and our lives are never going to be different. But if we are going to be at the door, crowded, arguing and about what we know and not putting it into use, people who are serious, you will never see them arguing about anything because they don't have time for that. They have time to put into use what they know. And this is something that we really need to understand. If we want our lives to change and get to another level, we should learn and be doers and implementers of what we know. Thank you.